on to all my Aquarius out there. So please make sure to get the book at Amazon. The link to that is in the description box below. Really spent a certain amount of time on that book, handwritten it. It's really good. I even actually went back, revised it, and added a couple of more pages, a few more pages. So the format of the book is almost, I'm not saying it's 100% different. It's almost completely different. And like I said, I would advise you to go about getting it. The last couple of pages in the book is kind of something extra, right? It's talking about relationships, right? And how to actually create money in relationships the correct way. And that's a whole other video I may or may not talk about, right? It's about how it is that people don't understand how money works in the relationships, and it looks weird. It really does. It looks weird. So if this reading resonated with you and you would like to contact me for a personal reading, you can do so at contacting me at Kareemspiritworks@yahoo.com, or you can go straight to my website, Kareemspiritworks.wixsite.com. Okay, so let me see something. Okay, just checking. So the cards I want to see. Oh, the cards that I come up with are the Four of Wands. Did I shuffle this? The Knight of Cups, Six of Swords, Five of Swords, Nine of Cups. I want to see if I shuffled this thing. Oh, no, I didn't shuffle it. Okay. It's okay. I forgot to shuffle it from the Pisces reading, so I'll just shuffle it now. No big deal. All right. All right, let's do it. So, let's do it. All right. So, the cards that I come up with are the Page of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, okay, Six of Cups. This is for Aquarius, so somebody's coming back off the rip. The Death card, the Two of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, okay, the Nine of Wands, the Emperor, the Three of Wands, and last but not least, the Four of Swords. Okay, so let's get into it. So for the Aquarius, the Page of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Cups. Obviously, with the Six of Cups, y'all already know, whenever it is that I get this card, that means somebody wants to come back. Somebody wants to come back, try again, try a relationship with you again. Six of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, excuse me. These are about how the person swears that they're so different. Oh, look at that glare. But anyway, they swear that they're different. They swear that not only are they different, but they've learned, they've changed, and that they actually have something to offer, right? They could even potentially have more money. Here's where it turns into a hairy situation, for them at least. The Death card and the Two of Pentacles represents you don't care, you do not care, you don't care. You are done with them. You're done with them. And you're done with them. And that you don't care. And the Two of Pentacles represents you don't care. Pay attention to the Six of Pentacles. This is them like, hey, I have something to offer, right? And they're more moneyed. The Two of Pentacles is you don't care if you don't care how much money they have. You will be with somebody that has less than be with them again. So the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Wands are about, so the relationship is done. Ten of Swords, you remember how you can't trust them. Too many times they've betrayed you. Every time they were just creative when it comes to, and it's funny how people are creative when it comes to doing real disrespectful things like that, but they're not creative when it comes to getting rich. They're not creative when it comes to loving their family. They're not creative when it comes to their overall health. They're not creative when it comes to their mental health, but they're creative when it comes to creating confusion and idiocracy and playing games. Look at all that. A person can be all this type of creative, all this type of creativity when it comes to some BS. But when it comes to, hey, let's start a business. Or, hey, I'm going to love my family more. Or, hey, I'm going to surprise my family with something that they're going to like. All of that misses their mind. You know what some people take the time to do? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and steal money out of such and such pockets. That's how they think, though, Aquarius. That's how they think. And you Aquarius know that, and that's why y'all not going back. And the Emperor is about, yeah, you're done. No matter how much money they offer, no matter what it is that they say that they can bring to the table, you're done. Because you don't trust them. And being with them, you know, it would almost be like they're trying to bribe you into being loyal to them. The Three of Wands and the Four of Swords represent how the Three of Wands is about how it is that the Three of Wands, I just got a comment. Sorry about that. But the Three of Wands represent how so you know that things will never actually be even between you and them. So you're leaving that type of destructive relationship in its correct place, which is an 8 space. I'm not going to get too deeply into that, right? But the Four of Swords is just be careful for marking your sacred ground too quickly with the wrong people. What do I mean with the wrong people? Because the Four of Swords in this deck is more of a warning card. It represents how be careful. You know, it's saying you can have boundaries, but as long as those boundaries are healthy, right? That's what the Four of Swords is talking about. You don't want to create a boundary where the person asks you for your name. You already, why you want to know my name? Because the person is potentially trying to get you into a relationship. And it starts with the conversation, unless you're for sale. Now, if you're for sale in that way, then by all means, whatever is your business is whatever is your business. But if you know you're not for sale, if you catch my drift, Aquarius, that's how it starts. It starts with the conversation. So if the person isn't necessarily giving you any kind of red flags where they're coming to you with that, be open with them. Why not? You know, there's no point in being shut down. So we're going to get into it. Because if you are shut down with it, what's going to happen is it's going to end up lowering your reputation, right? A lot of people in society don't know how to speak to people. Like when somebody comes up to you, right? When someone approaches others, what is it most of the times that they do? They usually start, sometimes they usually start getting defensive, or they don't say anything, right? But sometimes it's pretty good. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's also good to speak to people and find out where their head is and find out what exactly is going on with them, right? Or speak to them or to actually get to know them. Because too often times people will think that they're more hot commodities than what they actually are. And they will immediately assume that every person that tries to talk to them from this space, so to speak, wants something from them immediately, right? And something that is so great they cannot give it. So in other words, trying to trick them out of something. And that's where the delusion can start. Because there's been many times where I've walked up to a person whom I liked and started off with a high, and they immediately gave me a difficult time. And it's like, listen, I'm a well-rounded individual. I can either be your friend or I can be your romantic partner. Either way, I'm not going to be out here stressing it. I don't care that much. And that's the type of flexibility that you Aquarius need to have, right? Because sometimes Aquarius can be fixed in their own mentality in that way, because they are a fixed zodiac sign. Now let's clarify the death card. Let's clarify that. The Tower, which is Scorpio. The death card is Scorpio too. A lot of Scorpio energy. The Temperance, Ten of Pentacles. To clarify the death card, right? This relationship is finished in the water. You're not going back. You're not interacting with them. The Temperance, you know this relationship is too dysfunctional for you to actually remain in it, be in it, because they're just, you think that they are just going to be holding up a facade, right? A mask where it looks like they're smiling, but underneath they're really crying. And because their mentality is skewed, it's twisted. And then you have the Ten of Pentacles. You're bringing so much to the table, but they're not. And they're being very dysfunctional while they're doing it, and giving you all hard time, and stabbing you in the back, and finding ways to betray you. So multiple ways, over and over. You know, it's not just the one-off. So let's clarify the Emperor, which is you exercising your power, I would say. Okay, all right. Okay. So to clarify the Emperor, the Star, the Magician, the World. Wow. So the Star is them wishing that you would come back, but you already know the answer to that. If you go back, you know this relationship is not going to work correctly. You're going to have a very dysfunctional relationship with them, where they are going to get right back up on the horse of doing the same stuff that they were doing prior. It's not going to benefit you, and it's not going to do you a good in the short term or in the long term. Now, the Magician in the World, right? The Magician represents, it's up you. Some of you Aquarius understand that it's up to you to create the world you want, and that includes the people in your reality. So too often times, people have relationships, friends, family ships with people who they know they don't really want in their life, but they allow them to stick around. The question is, why are they doing that? That's the wrong move. The thing is that the world now is about how, since this is the case, the Aquarius has to understand that since this is your existence, right? How you choose to live your own life. You have to also start taking responsibility for the people who exist in it. I don't keep anyone who doesn't show me that they care. All of this fake flossing and trying to prove that you're better than me, that's lame. That's lame. And for me, since I don't necessarily have a chip on my shoulder in that regard, I have a chip on my shoulder, and I'm saying this to be able to tell you what I'm talking about. I have a chip on my shoulder to my own competition of myself, to see if I'm doing better than I were before, and if I'm learning my lessons. So when I don't have that, since I don't have that chip on my shoulder, when people are competitive and start doing all this lame stuff, they really ultimately show their hands. Because why? They're just, I need to prove that I'm better than you. Yeah, you look weird, because I'm not in competition with you. And it's the same type of, if you ask me, this is the same type of mentality that a lot of your Aquarius need to develop. There is no such thing as competition. Competition is goofy. Why am I saying that? Because the way that competition works is, unless it's morbid, unless it's something where, you know, your life is on the line, you know, hopefully not, but something like that, or something friendly where you're really just trying to see or test how good you are. That's the whole importance of competition in the first place. It's not you versus somebody else. It's you literally versus you. You're just supposed to be trying out your own skills. You're not supposed to be out here trying to test the waters to see who, you know, because I'm trying to prove that I'm so much better than everybody else. People who go that hard to prove that they're so much better than everybody else specifically are suffering from an inferiority complex. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. Peace.